How's it going, everyone? Mad Spawn here, and today it's another war video, War 2 of Season 44. We're fighting Furious Gods. Like I said, I don't know any of these alliances, but fair warning already, it was a horrible war, as you can tell from the title. I will be taking the aggressive regen man thing. We do have a Mysterio boss, but I don't take anyone on Boss Island. I'm taking the aggressive regen man thing and the energy resistance burner of might Adam Warlock. So now, starting it off, we did have an abs man. I assumed that Diablo was going to be fine for it. I failed to realize the amount of Mystic Dispersion on the champ. I just don't... it was a horrible play. Like, overall, this whole war was a wash for me. I think it's the worst I've played in, 5 seasons. But, you live and you learn, and you keep moving on. So, this is the first war, and I'm sure if anyone, knows this node at all with dexing and placebo buffs, I get screwed by Mystic Dispersion for a while. It's basically by luck that he ends up throwing his specials. I do get clipped a few times here. Overall was not in the right mindset. I was actually, not even an excuse. I was making pasta and I burned my thumb. I put it right in the boiling water to get some pasta water. So it's literally right where I dash back. So overall it was just crap. So we do push him to an SP3 here. And right now I am freaking out because I'm there's no way I'm going to die. Because last war, this was the fight that also got me really close to dying. Except I at least went in with the right champ. So right here, we're at 30% health here. Now, I'm trying to push him to that SP1, hopefully with Mystic Dispersion. That's why I let the SP1 go, especially with the Regen 2. Because if he does throw the SP2 twice, he does end up doing the big Incinerate on me. I only picked the pre-fight that gave me the Nullify. But to be honest, I shouldn't have done that because I pretty much never get to an SP3 here. So now I'm just stuck in the corner, constantly expiring my dex to give him basically half a bar. And God forbid if a placebo runs out, I basically get hit like that too. We got lucky again. He did throw it again. I was basically expecting him to eventually throw an SP3 this game. Now we have the physical vulnerability, so now I'm freaking out because I don't entirely know how he works. It's I know that when you get rid of his stuff, nothing happens, but I'm also scared that he's going to hit into my block for 50,000. So, I'm pretty much just playing calm at this point. Trying to throw out that SP2 when I eventually get to it. I'm trying to get him to throw the SP1 constantly, but he can only do it so many times. So I was able to dex it this time, which I was happy about. Retaliates immediately with an SP1, so we're pretty much just in this constant cycle of heavying the SP1. And you see here, he did not throw it, but I think after a 5-hit combo it kills. And you see literally the start to the war, I barely got out. But I cannot say the same for this game. Like I said, I just started learning Sandman, so not too knowledgeable on him. I mean, I definitely have some practice games with him. And you're going to see right here, it was a mess. I did start with a bar of power because I was deathly afraid of his unstoppable mechanic. So I was pretty much just going to try to get to the SP2 as fast as possible. And then heavy to get the slow on him also on top of the decelerates. So you can see here, the fight's going normal. I'm going to punish the SP1 here. I'm going to get to the SP2 to get unstable. And as you can see here, I hit him, right? And then I bait the SP1, and I hold it, and he waits for me. He waits for me to throw the heavy, and then he kills me. And I was shocked. He killed me in one hit, so I was already annoyed. So this was another war where I spent 120 units to just finish the war because I was so upset with myself. I did keep the bar of power for this run, but I was so upset. It was definitely a bad war for me. But you see here, we're going to still play it exactly the same. Just pretty much take our time with it. Bait the SP1 here. Punish it. And pretty much just throw the SP2 to get the decelerates. I did almost get clipped again from that. So that would have been even worse. You see here, I don't dex. I throw the SP2. So now the game is fully under control. I'm going to bait this SP1, and what I should have done last time, I'm just going to hit into him. I don't know why I didn't. Just a stupid mistake on my end. I mean, I've done that countless times, and it works, but I guess at the end of the day, it is up to the computer if they're going to play ball with you or not. Which, now I know, you know, just you learn from it. Now I'll be fine with it. So now we're unstable again. He did not get his unstoppable, which I'm happy about. And pretty much the whole fight's under control. I think I end up throwing an SP1, but I'm not entirely sure. The fight's pretty much over. Pretty much just take our time here. With Despair Mastery, you see how much the reverse regen is. It's pretty crazy. And you just take your time with it. I'm going to throw another one to become unstable at the end of it, but I don't even think we're going to need it because it does big burst. And just like that, the Hulk is down. So upsetting. You see here we got an Eye Doom. Nothing to the fight because he's not a Mystic, so it doesn't matter how many placebo buffs I get or Furies when you knock him down. It's just a simple fight of baiting heavies. But even then, like, after all the other fights, I was still somehow afraid that I was going to die. And you see here, I am not fully healing. I'm trying to do the best I can because I am literally running out of items. I ended this war with 0 out of 15 items. So I could definitely say, without a doubt, it was a bad war. You guys can see later it gets a lot worse. But you see here, this is just a lot of baiting heavies to hit with your heavy. I'm going to try to get some regen in to get my health back to 100% health. Always baiting the SP2 because I can dex it just fine. And we're trying not to let him throw that SP1. Especially since when you knock him down on this node, it gives you a Fury. So for anyone that isn't a Mystic, it's pretty beneficial to do it. So you see here, I'm going to hold block to bait the heavy so he doesn't throw that SP1. And my main goal is to throw the SP3 right before he gets his regen so that it not only nullifies, but also... what's it called? Not only nullifies, but it also does so much poison damage that it actually negates the regen. So as you can see here, I am going to hit him a couple more times, and I'm going to throw the SP3 to hopefully just tank him down with that. I did throw one SP1 before I got here, so I did get one more vial, which I think increases his poison damage by a certain percentage. So you see here, he's at 27%, so I thought that was a good amount. Did not get the damage boost on it. I think overall, mentally, I was just messed up here. But, went here, and pretty much you're going to see that it pretty much gets rid of everything. I think it's actually so many debuffs and so much poison that he's only regenning 5. So, pretty sorry about that. Got cut off because I got a phone call. But, yeah, pretty easy fight, pretty standard. And now, this was the fight, one of the fights. This is one of the 2 fights that I was really nervous about. Because it was a rank 2 Wong, Sig 20, I think. Is he awake? I don't even remember. But, I am definitely afraid of him. I can only take him with Titania. So I read his kit to make sure that I wasn't like not seeing anything. I know that, and I always forget about the part of the node where you can give them unstoppable from a deck. So you see here, I did pop an indestructible because I was extremely nervous about the fight. Not to mention, I was kind of hoping that I got the fight fast enough to use it on the Man-Thing, but as you guys will see, I didn't even end up using it on the Man-Thing. Now, the main thing I'm looking forward to is throwing the SP2 into his dash because I don't want to dex and then throw it, because when you dex and then throw it, you only put 9 decelerates on in the first hit. So, for example, if you were to dex and then throw the SP2 with the 9 decelerates and he got unstoppable from the dex buff, he would actually go through it. So, I mean, chances are it's probably a safe super because he does put himself on the other end of the screen. But I didn't want to chance it because I think I was in the corner. So you see here, I don't have a lot of decelerates, so I do throw another SP2 to pretty much control the fight at this point. We're rooted. We're unstable again. When I hit his SP1 with my heavy, it doesn't root him, so I just pretty much just have to parry and do this. We are immune to placebo buffs, and even with the dex buff, we're immune to shock, so pretty much EMP doesn't even do anything to us. So you see here, the fight is completely under control. He didn't even get to the 90 Eldrick. So you pretty much just throw an SP1 here, and that should kill. Another easy fight. I was extremely nervous about it, though. Like, I did not want any part of it. So, that fight went down, so I'm already feeling good. You know, one death is okay. You know, it's not okay for me, but at the same time, like, at least it's not two. So you see here, it's just a regular man thing. It does have resistance is futile, I believe the word is. It's when they're immune to something, they do get power. On top of Mystic Dispersion. So you see here, I don't use my invulnerability boost. I prefer to use my power star with a bar of power, because I was going to immediately parry and then throw an SP1 for all the petrifies. I mean, the Despair Mastery alone is going to stop the regen, but I'm thinking more for the power game. And with all those petrifies and the withers from the global, there's pretty much no power gain. So you see here, I do throw the SP1 even though I'm not unstable, because I'm just kind of prioritizing reversing the power gain and regen, because it does get out of hand really fast. And it kind of makes it so that I can just throw another SP1 here. So now we've just doubled everything. As you can see, God, the regen and the power gain is ridiculous here. He's literally going backwards, and the more the regen goes up, like, the worse the negative regen is. It's ridiculous. You see here, it's literally destroying him. All these weird red numbers. And just like that, that fight was ended so quickly. So I was feeling good. I was feeling hot. And now we have the Adam Warlock. I practiced this fight just dexing the specials, but you guys will find out that I did not dex them because I was nervous, so I just preferred to block everything. So I don't like fighting Adam Warlock at all, but it's such a simple fight with Archangel that I didn't think that there'd be an issue. So you see a parry. Did not get a lot of neurotoxins. Literally got one. I'm trying to bait the SP1. It's not coming out. And then I'm just trying to hopefully gain some more poisons from the bleeds. But my heavies are only giving me 1 to 2 bleeds. So I'm pretty much just doing nothing. All I know about him is that you can't hit him in his pod. As you can see here, I'm just... it's just getting worse. So he does... I guess he's stun immune, so pretty much the fight was a mess. I was not happy with what I did. I was flipping out. As you see, I ended the recording so fast because I was so pissed. But we fully boost, and we go back into it. The fight is still not great, but we do end up getting him down with this try. And my war ends. I have not checked the war today because I've just been so annoyed I stayed off the game. But I did happen to go in and practice against Adam Warlock after this, and I practiced with Sandman. So, you see here, I do Dex, and I did pop an Indestructible because I learned my mistake. Now, I'm pissed because I don't, like, ever die in seasons, and when I did die, it's one time. One time! I think last season I maxed out at 2 deaths the whole season, and then before that was 3, and I think it was 3 again. So, like, overall, I don't really die too much, so dying 2 times in one war was a little bit of a confidence killer. But, you know, we learned from it. Like, now I know how to kind of fight Sandman. Like, with Sandman, I prefer to go in and then hold the heavy in mid-combo so that they hit it and he's indestructible, so it's guaranteed. I mean, I guess even that's not guaranteed, but, you know, it wasn't horrible. Adam Warlock, obviously, just a weak fight for me. I'm annoyed that I let my alliance members down, but I'm sure they know how good I am usually, so they're not really upset too much. But I am more upset than anyone else. I appreciate everyone who watches these videos. Like I said, this video isn't great. The fights were kind of crappy. The ones that were good, obviously, were good, but you know, I appreciate if you have any tips. You know, I may be master's level, but I'm not. You know, I don't know everything about the game, so. I do appreciate the people who watch my videos. I did see someone just subscribe just because I use Sandman, so I'll try to use Sandman more to kind of accommodate them. I'm gonna be trying to learn Quicksilver because as much as I don't like him, I think he can make my life a lot easier. But that's besides the point. We did end up winning the last war, which was happy. I think it was 11 to 10, but not entirely sure on that. In this war, it doesn't seem winnable, but it's okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said in the title, it wasn't a great war, and hopefully we can bounce back next war. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.